YouTube, new family, what's going on? Daniel here on another morning walk. It's about 6:30 a.m. on a Sunday, and I'm here at the park, simply just me and God, and reflected just quickly on my story on Instagram, but thought of something I want to share on here, and I think it's something that I didn't see when I was in that place and that lifestyle, but now that I see it, it's something that's actually crazy. And when you're in that lifestyle, you're never actually proud of yourself. And I say that because what's keeping you going isn't pride or respect for yourself. When you're chasing women and staying up till 6 a.m. and taking drugs and drinking and vices and this and that, it's actually lack and fear are what is keeping you up and making you make all these decisions. When I say no one's proud of you, I literally mean no one's proud of you. I mean, when you're posting this lifestyle and trying to show people the status you think you're getting, or these women you're getting, people aren't looking at that. Family members, people that know you, people that don't know you, people that just met you that day maybe, and they're not thinking, oh wow, that guy's really growing, proud of that guy, he's really doing good things. People are actually looking at that and feeling sorry for you, feeling almost embarrassed for you in a way, especially if you're older, 35 plus, 40, and you're taking pride, because pride and being proud of yourself are very different. Pride is the devil and ego. Pride is closing yourself to behaviors you're doing that aren't actually making you grow, but you think so pride is what keeps you doing the same thing over and over, not making you change. So you have pride in what you're doing because you live in your ego, but no one's proud of you. You're not proud of yourself. You don't look at yourself in the mirror when you're at these after parties or taking these drugs and staying up late hours in the day, and you're not you don't look at yourself and say, wow, you know what, these past few months staying up all these nights just for pussy and girls, and destroying my health, not sleeping well, but doing it just for more numbers and sleeping with more women and getting more lost in the devil. You know what, this year's been a good year. I can say right down every morning, whenever you wake up, maybe the afternoon, that I am actually proud of myself. And I say this confidently because when I was in that place, especially towards the end when I was going to bed around 6, 7 a.m. consistently, waking up at 3, 4 the next day because your body needs the rest. You've not only gone past normal bedtime, you've filled yourself with drugs to stay up and alcohol, and even pushing your body more for sex that you maybe get or don't get that night, and your body has to recuperate and detoxify all those things. And I never woke up in the afternoon on Sundays or Saturdays, wherever it was, and looked in the mirror and said, you know what, Daniel, I'm proud of you. This Saturday, started the day well, and you're killing it. And if we keep up like this the next few months, it's only more growth. It's only shame and guilt when you wake up in the afternoon. Now I wake up at 4:40 every day. Like I said, it's a Sunday at 6:30. What I was doing on Sundays at 6:30 was possibly more drugs, possibly going to another place, another venue, to stay up late and get lost in the world of DJs and events and parties, and trying to pick up a girl if I hadn't met a girl already, and all these things that keep you disconnected from the truth, and where, like I said, you can actually be proud of yourself, respect yourself, admire yourself, trust yourself, love yourself, look at yourself and know that you're actually growing, instead of doing things for the external, doing things just for a result, for that feeling of you being inside a girl and you're like, oh, this is so worth it, and all this low level desire. Instead of chasing the night, instead of living for something external and not actually growing, you can begin to remove those things. And it doesn't sound cool, and you want to be able to do both and grow and be inside women all day, but it's not what's going to move you ahead. And like I said, make you feel things about yourself you didn't feel before, because right now you just feel lack and fear. You don't see it because you're in pride, like I said, but you feel like you're in lack of women, so you chase women all night. You're in fear that you're not going to get enough, so you keep doing it, or fear you're going to be alone, so you keep up the behavior and you can't stop, and you go to the next party the next weekend, and whatever you do get, especially if you're in a lot of lack, you hold on to that and try to build something around that, and you need to see that person more and more, not even for them but for the sex, and you need more sex and this and that, and you're lost in the grasp of the devil and you don't see it. But me, with the lifestyle that I preach and I show others and give faith with, I don't wake up one day at 4:40 and go look in the mirror and I'm upset with myself, or feel shame or guilt, or I'm not proud of the decision I make every day to wake up at that time, go read the Bible, reflect, go exercise, go track my food and make sure I'm eating enough to be in a place where my body, shows discipline and shows admiration, gives faith to people, and then share and document my life and give faith as well through that, with no vices, not needing to recover from a night before with alcohol and drugs and women and staying up. Like I said, I've been waking up the same time every day for the past year plus, and there's not one day where I can't say I'm proud of myself. And even now, as I'm recording this, like I said, or showed you guys, there's no one here. It's empty. It's almost close to 7 a.m. and I'm halfway through my routine. I'm gonna go back, read a bit more of the Bible, and then go to the gym in the morning. And you see how you're able to get ahead, not even of the world, of your past self. Imagine you waking up at the time you go to bed only yesterday and doing that consistently. Imagine how proud you'll feel. Imagine how much faith you'll give to those stuck in that loop that you've met or are in that scene, or maybe people that see you in that lifestyle. And social media is a tool to be used to give faith and not fear. And like I said, when you're posting these things of you out late and popping bottles and spending all this money on vices and things that are actually destroying you and leading you to the darkness, you, instead of doing that, you can give faith through social media and show people a lifestyle where you've removed all the things that aren't giving you peace, will not give you fulfillment or meaning in life, but will simply destroy you. The vices and the things that you're chasing right now, and this women and this lifestyle, are things that you don't see, but because they feel good in the moment. But as I said, what feels good in the moment, in that very moment, is not going to give you, respect for yourself and admiration. It's going to give you more shame and more guilt. So that's why, as a man especially, learn to sacrifice and suffer for the things in the moment that don't feel good. But as you do them more and more, repeatedly and consistently, you grow this trust in yourself, which is priceless. You can't put a price on that. I never trusted myself when I was in that place of chasing the night and multiple women, and I was always doubting myself and questioning myself and needing more affirmation on things I made or decisions I made. Now that I'm aligned and connecting more and more with the Creator, the one that brought us all here, I can get a thought through my conscience and put trust in that and know that's the right answer, and not need ChatGPT or Google or someone's opinion or family's opinion or a friend's opinion. It's all aligning yourself, knowing through your habits and your lifestyle that God is with you, and then from there, simply trusting that and putting faith in that. So, like I said, morning walk, finishing it up right now, and the best part as well is, how good I feel and how I can give faith to others, because who do you know that wakes up at the same time before 5 every day and has no vices and documents their life authentically? You can see my page, you can see my channel if you're new here, and shows how they grow and shows how they give faith when they were once giving fear and lack. Not many people can do that. Not many people can change as quickly as I did, and I don't credit to myself. I credit to God, because He's removed all those battles I was dealing with, which I thought were, was me, and all these things that society makes you think is a mental battle and you have to be stronger mentally. No, you actually have a spiritual weakness, and when you get stronger spiritually, all these mental things that you once worried about disappear. So it's all battles that you don't see, and once you open your heart, remove the pride, the ego, the stubbornness, the arrogance, then you can actually get to a place where you can grow and be someone of faith, like I said, and not fear, and using social media as a tool to spread this fear that you need this woman or this lifestyle and all this lack that you believe is abundance. Abundance is just needing the moment and not anything else, not needing to add anything, and that will come as a consequence. When you don't need anything is when you actually get everything. When you don't need the next level or the next girl or the next stimulation or club or party is when you actually grow abundance within yourself. And those things will never give you abundance, no matter how many you go to or how many women you sleep with. If it's 3 or 4 or trips, money you spend, it's never going to be enough, because you're coming from a place of lack. So that's the message I want to send quickly. You guys can follow me on my Instagram. You'll see more like the lifestyle there, habits, reflections, just things that give faith and show where I once was 2 years ago, waking up at 7 a.m. in shame and guilt, like I said, going to parties, taking drugs, and just very lost and not having purpose. And now understanding that all that was for the purpose of helping you watching get out of it, and understand you have a purpose, and it's not to serve the devil and be his slave, but do something much greater. So hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, comment as well, where your habits are at, what you're doing to better yourself, and if you feel that shame and guilt right now, and what you're doing to get out of it. Because the most important thing is how you feel within yourself, not what the world thinks of you or how the world's going to feel about you, if the world applauds or validates you. It's how you feel, and if your actions right now and habits are giving you energy or not. And you'll know, because like I said, it's not about feeling good in the moment, it's about suffering and how you feel after. The things that are best for you don't always feel good in the moment. Sugar tastes good in the moment and gives you that high, but keep eating sugar and see where it gets you long term. Eating clean food, whole foods, doesn't feel good when you've consumed junk food your whole life and are used to something sweet and you need that flavor in the beginning. But do that over 5-10 years and see how your health gets. It's all learning to suffer in the front end to feel good on the back end, and it's not the other way around. So that's the video, uncovering that the way you are right now, and the vices and the habits and the things that are destroying you are never going to make you proud of yourself, no matter how much you get, and it's always going to be lack and fear. And like I said, I'm an example, and you can see my life the way it was before, and how lost I was, and how I was simply a puppet and a slave to the devil, and didn't want to admit it, because your ego is what is controlled by him. But anyways, God bless, enjoy your Sunday, make it something that's productive and gives faith and not fear. And as always, until next time, keep killing it.